Sex Party with your host, Dustin Rybka.
Hello and welcome to Sex Party. I'm your host, Dustin Rybka. With me on the show this week is pastor turned sex worker, Nikole Mitchell. We're going to talk all about her origin story going from the church to OnlyFans and escorting, how the in-person aspect of her work turns her on more than anything in the world. She talks about being a slut, loving being a slut, being the most turned on, the happiest when she's being a slut. What exactly is she offering service-wise? Her open partnership and how she loves to hear about her partner fucking other women, how it gets her off, how she masturbates to that. She had not had an orgasm with a partner, and then she did. So what happened when she had her first partnered orgasm? She tells us all about it. Facials, we talk all about facials. You're going to love that section of this interview. Being with multiple men at the same time, being with women, being in an orgy, wanting to try a DP, whether or not she wants to do a gangbang, what she is up to on OnlyFans, and of course, her craziest OnlyFans request. So, without further ado, please enjoy my conversation with Nikole Mitchell.
This week's conversation.
Nikole Mitchell, welcome to Sex Party. How are you doing?
I'm so good. Thank you so much for having me on.
Yeah, I'm actually really excited. We did a little bit of a pre-conversation. And I think, the audience is asking, like, what do you guys talk about, before? And like, why don't you record that? I'm like, first of all, because that's fucked up for someone to, come on to a thing and have a camera in their face that's recording,
Mm-hmm.
number one. Number two, it's kind of private, y'all. We don't
love it.
We don't plan anything, but like we might say, hey, I'd like to talk about this one piece, or don't ask me about the time I ran over the guy in the wheelchair, or like whatever. You didn't say that, but I'm just like making shit up. but whatever. Yep. So, but welcome to Sex Party. We met somehow on Instagram.
I slid into your DMs.
Okay. We love that.
We do love that.
I love when someone slides into my DMs. I will say, the women that slide into my DMs are incredibly like thoughtful and positive, and it's just, it's a nice change from the men like, I want to kill you. Where do you live?
Oh my God. Men are out of control. I can't.
I know. Do you get a lot of gnarly DMs from dudes?
No, I get mostly like very positive. I probably get like a hate comment or DM like once a week. Like,
oh, wow.
But I've been through the trial. I've been through the fire, especially when it went viral. There was about a year where I was just slammed with emails and DMs and comments with all the haters. And if you stick with it and you don't back down, they eventually get bored. But if you back down, that actually fuels your haters' hate. So anyone who's going through that, it is very temporary, even though it feels so painful in the process. And then now I very much feel untouchable in a good way. Like I feel I've gotten tougher while still keeping my heart soft. And I'm very grateful for that.
Yeah, I think you have to choose. I guess you can like, I kind of pivot around a little bit, especially now that like I'm back over on Twitter full force. That's like a whole, it's bad over there. But at the same time, I did just go viral over there. And there's like 1,000 new subscribers in here the last 3 days, which is like
awesome. Congratulations.
Yeah. Thank you so much. But like, I definitely got like, we're going to tie you up and put you in the trunk. And like, I'm like, dude, Jesus, over a fucking cum shot comment? What the fuck? Dude.
I can't.
You know what's insane is I find it so remarkable, like how vanilla people are. And I never believed that was real. Even before I was a podcaster, I was just like, just a sex obsessed, like a nightclub promoter, right? Where it was like, I was always like the psychology of sex to me. And then I obviously did this podcast. And I'm like, oh yeah, everyone's got it. Even if they don't say it, they're fucking a deviant on the inside. But then you see something like for instance, I posted that thing and everyone went crazy about facials or whatever the fuck it was. Like dudes are like, you're evil. Like, I'm like, what the fuck? What guy doesn't like a facial? First of all. Second of all, Euphoria season 3, right? It comes out on Sunday, and then Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, it's all vanilla people complaining about how. I mean, what's your take on that?
I always wonder if people are vanilla publicly and deviant secretly. Because I think people, like, especially in America, that's so puritanical, people have a really hard time with people being upfront and direct and public about their kinks or fetishes or whatever deviant desires. Like, whoa. The protocol here is you can be that way, but you don't need to tell anyone. I think that's what triggers people more than what you do behind closed doors, because I've been with enough people and I know enough people being in the adult industry for 7 years now that look so vanilla on the outside and are some of the biggest freaks behind closed doors, but would never let that come out publicly. And I can see some of them actually speaking out against it publicly. So I think it's more about the appearance than it is about the behavior that causes people to trip up over you posting content like that or me talking about the work that I do.
Yeah, it seems awfully 8th grade though, because I feel like what value does it serve if you tune into your, like, let's say you liked you and then you turn on your favorite podcast and the following morning and it's like I mean, Sydney Sweeney, lover, hater, that's up to you guys. But like, wait a minute. Like, what value if the people listening are deep down inside raunchy as fuck and they want to feel community, to me, that feels like a punch in the face.
Yeah, it's very hypocritical. It's very much a double standard. The people who are the most publicly vehemently against anything sexual, especially sexually deviant, are people who watch like trash TV, crazy reality, like where all the drama and all the sex drama happens. It's funny how we've allocated certain behaviors, certain shows, certain content as okay and acceptable, socially acceptable. And then whatever, if you don't fit in that, then they're going to take all their repressed judgment and lack of self-awareness and dump it onto you and try to make you the problem.
Yeah.
It's very 8th grade. It's very underdeveloped. It's very immature. And it's so sad as grown adults in America that we still act that way.
Yeah, I know. And I just thought we were breaking on through to the other side, like the Doors. Like I thought we were.
I know. 1 step forward, 2 steps back. I swear every time. It's crazy.
Break on through. Let's go. What the fuck? Possible episode title already. We're already spitting them out. Okay. So, and we might circle back to that. Who knows? I, in the future, have promoted this episode because I like to just beat the shit out of my socials and promote everything and fire off emails and why did you listen and like whatever. So in the future, I promoted this heavily. So I'm speaking to my future self. So fans of yours are in the audience in the future, listening to this, watching this on YouTube, if we're still on YouTube. But I'm imagining, maybe someone tried something with a leash and they didn't, they wound up having a medical emergency. Perhaps they were in a coma the last couple of years. They just haven't been around. They're now coming to, they're in the audience. They're like, this, big lip, big mouth guy won't shut the fuck up. Right. I don't want to hear from him. I want to hear from her. For those people, can you talk about who you are, what you do, and a little intro from you?
Yes, I'm Nikole Mitchell. I went viral as the pastor turned stripper when I left my role as a pastor at a mega church to join the adult industry as an OF creator. I did that 7 years ago. I still am on my OF every single day. I'm also on Minx. I also, as a result of that pivot in my career, I went from food stamps to multi-7 figures. My life has completely changed. I have gone through the fire. I was married before. I'm now divorced. Most of my family cut me off. Most of my best friends cut me off. Like this, to become who I really am came at a great cost. But I can absolutely say it was worth it. The peace I have, the joy I have, the happiness I have, the health that I have, the wealth that I have has absolutely been everything I dreamed of and more. And I'm so grateful to be on this journey and to be very much a sex worker positive person.
Yeah. Okay. So many ins for me to just grab and go with or whatever. I feel like let's let's table the origin story for a minute, right? And
Yeah.
let's talk about a couple other things. Number one, when I started this podcast, I lost, not right away, but probably like, I don't know, 3 months in, probably lost like most of my supporters and followers and friends and like whatever the fuck, which is wild because I've known these people for like 30 years, 20 plus years. Family too, like just dumped me on the side of the road. And I couldn't be happier. Number one, it does feel like a betrayal. So I'm wondering if you could talk about like, you start doing sex work, you start doing OnlyFans, and you start losing people. What was that? What was that like? And did you question your, like, were you like, oh my God, freaking out? Because I just feel like to push through is it's gotta feel great, like you said.
Yeah, it's hard and it does feel great. What has always baffled me in America is we love origin story movies. We love transformational stories. We love the underdog. The person has all the odds stacked against them and they rise above and they make it. And we cheer them on until that person is our kid or our partner or our best friend or our coworker. As soon as it becomes personal, we get triggered. We're like, what the fuck are you doing? What is wrong with you? You're never going to make it. Who do you think you are? But then we go off and watch movies and TV shows cheering the underdog on. Like that dissonance and disconnection has never made sense to me. I'm like, if there's anyone you should believe in, it is your kid. It is your partner. It's your coworker. It's your best friend. Like, why is that the one person that you shun while you cheer on complete strangers making it? So when I was going through this transformation, it looked like an early life crisis, right? I left my church. I started an OF. I started taking off clothes. I ended up getting divorced. And my family disapproved. My best friends disapproved. And so they're like, look, Nikole, your family, your friends, everyone disapproves. Your own husband disapproves now. Like, you are literally crazy. Like, they literally thought I had like a mental break. And I knew deep in my soul, like, this was my truth. And the reason it was so radical was because I was raised so radicalized. I was raised so conservative, so religious, so suppressed that any whiff of something sexual was abhorrent. So to go all the way in on my sexuality was just unbelievably wrong and immoral. And so I held the faith, and as everything was taken from me, at that time, I lost all three of my best friends. At that time, I did lose my entire family. I lost my husband. I was crying myself to sleep every night because I'm like, I'm just trying to follow my truth. Why must my truth cost me everything? And so I had to hunker down and just take care of me and my babies and show up in my power every day. And eventually I make it. And eventually, like, the people who are so against me are like, oh, she isn't crazy. She didn't lose her marbles. Oh, she seems happy. Oh, she's super wealthy now. Some of them have come back into my life. And that's hard too, because like, why would you abandon me when I needed you most? And now when things are easy, you want to come back in. So it's a very discerning process of like, who do I trust? And who do I rebuild trust with? Who do I not? But now, you know, I have a partner. We're engaged. I have a beautiful life. I live in a gorgeous home in California. I'm doing the work of my soul. I've never been happier, but I wouldn't have arrived here had I listened and needed the opinions and approval of my family, friends, and strangers.
Yeah, I mean, those Fredo fucks, you know what I mean? Like, that's you always have that fucking friend or family or friend that feels like family who does betray you, and then you can't, you know, you can't ever really get back to that place with them. And I think, you know, sex creators, I mean, there's people that look, and you know this well because it's already happened to you, right? But I know as long as I keep doing what I'm doing, sometime in the next, we'll say 5 years, there's going to be a yacht party, you know, and there's going to be only certain people that are invited, right? Or like at some, in my head, in some certain point in time, there's an article that goes out on Forbes or like whatever it is, and it's like, you know, kooky sex podcaster signs, you know, $100 million deal with Apple or whatever. Everybody that I've ever fucking known is gonna fucking DM, call, and and fucking tweet me out, right? And those people are getting ignored. You know,
it's true. When I went viral, I started like, I had $100,000 a month. Everyone and their mother, people I'd not talked to in 20 years, DM me, asking me for loans, asking me for gifts. Like, it was so like shocking and like really, I was really offended. Like, I worked really hard. I built this life while everyone shamed me and shunned me. And the second I experience glory, you think you get to ride my coattails and I'm going to give you a piece of my pie. Like, and even just this past week, I made $39,000 last week. And I've just been in awe because that would have taken me a year and a half when I was a high school teacher.
Yeah.
And to make that in a week is life changing. And people are like people assume, and this is a whole other tangent I can go on or we cannot go down, but people assume if you're rich, you're bad. And don't understand that the more money you have, the more good you can do in the world. And I was thinking today as I was driving, I'm like, man, I've donated to 5 organizations this month. I've donated to a person's fundraiser.
Yeah.
I have a dear friend whose rent went up quite a bit and she's stressed out. So I paid for the next year of her rent increase. And just like, I'm able to do that because I have money. I'm a good person and good people do good things with money. And so that's the thing I get the most hate about. It's the money I make. And then it's how I make it. People are so offended I make it through my sexuality because they're so used to getting it for free. Movies are sold using sex, TV shows, Euphoria, ads, commercials, like they want it for free. And because I dare to charge for access to me and my energy, my body, it is so offensive. And the fact that I'm very successful is even more offensive, but it allows me to do really good in the world at the same time.
Well, sex party round of applause. We fucking love that. This is going to be a banger episode. I'm pumped. You just hype me up. So, okay. That brings up again another whole layer of stuff. I mean, do you respond to people that are like, hey, can I get 10 grand to pay my car fee or like whatever the fuck, you know?
Yeah. I'd say 9.8 out of 10 times I don't even respond.
Okay.
There's no response there's a couple where I'm like, thank you so much for reaching out. I appreciate your request. At this time, I'm not able to give to it. I appreciate you understanding. Yeah. I keep it very neutral and very professional because I'm very intentional about like my energetic signature. Even though I might be angry and triggered and I really want to write what the fuck, like go the fuck away. I'm like, okay, that someone can screenshot, share that. It's going to tarnish my brand. So if I respond, I'm very kind and professional, even if I'm like kind of seething inside. Because interesting, on my own journey from food stamps to where I am today, I've never once asked for a handout. I've never once been like, give me your money. I've asked like, can you teach me? Can I pay you to teach me how you became wealthy? Like I hired wealthy people to teach me how to become wealthy. I was never like, can I have 10 grand? Yeah. I had one person ask me for 40 grand that I hadn't seen in 20 years.
Oh, wow.
And I'm just like, excuse me, like the audacity people have. And then I'm the monster when I don't say yes. You know, and so something that making a lot of money has taught me is I have to have really strong boundaries and be okay being misunderstood. And I always tell myself, I'm not a bitch, I'm boundaried.
Yeah.
People think I'm a bitch when I'm actually just boundaried, as I should be, as any healthy human should be.
Yeah, for real. You got to have your fucking walls up. What was their like what I want 20 grand. Did they say what it was for? Did they say why you owed it to like why you should give it? Did they give a reason?
Not the and I remember this one just because I hadn't seen this person in 20 years. I was like so shocked that he messaged me out the blue and asked me for 40 grand. And I don't think he gave me a reason, but he was like, can you give me a loan for 40,000?
Motherfucker.
And I'm just like, dude, I'm seeing you. I know nothing. No fucking way. I would never. And to this day, I don't lend money. If I give someone money, it is a gift and we're done because I don't want to be energetically tied. I don't want to feel any sense of like you owe me. That's like such icky energy. Yeah. So if I give, I give. I don't loan. That's a very messy game and I don't want to play it.
Yeah, no, that's fucked. Yeah. And you know, like I'm just gonna say this right here on record so that they can hold me to it later. But when we get to the yacht party moment in the next 5 to 10 years, for every person from my old life that was like a friend at one point or a family member that whatever, for every person who asks me that they can come or asks me for like a loan, that's one more listener or viewer on YouTube of this show that I'm going to bring to the yacht party. So for every...
I love that.
Yeah.
Speaking of boundaries.
Yeah. I mean, dude, like, and I'll be honest about it too. Like, oh, 2 more people asked, like, who wants to, whatever. Because that's just the way this shit works. Okay, speaking of work, let's get into the sex work shit a little bit, right? So you said you have an OF, right? You have OnlyFans. Do you want to talk about the other thing that you're doing that you mentioned? Okay.
Yeah.
Take
Yeah,
it.
if you're okay with it.
No, yeah. Listen, we get to you can talk, you can say anything you want. We have an editor if things go
Yeah.
to whatever, but
Yeah.
on the audio side, we're good. We might have to clip some from YouTube, but on the audio, we can say whatever we want.
Okay.
Yeah.
So the safe for work version is I'm a high-end companion.
Okay.
The not safe work version is I am an escort. I started doing that just this year in 2026.
Mhm.
And when I tell you, Dustin, that this is literally what I was born to do, it is what I was born to do. I thrive on human connection. I'm a very sensual and passionate person. I have a very soft spot for people who've had a harder time accessing positive sexual experiences. So maybe you're a virgin later in life, maybe you're overweight or super underweight, or you have a bodily differentiation or deformity or disability. Like those are people I love. Old people. And because our society puts so much pressure around sex and that you have to like look good and have a certain size dick or whatever, it's like so many people are left outside of that, those very limiting restrictions. And so if I can come in and give you an experience that will blow your mind, it also is deeply healing. So I'm in love with my work, and it's been life-changing for them. It's been life-fulfilling for me, and I am so excited to see where this goes.
Yeah. I mean, I'm excited to see where you've already been, because I feel like we talk about escorting a lot on the show, but it's a lot more people do it than you think, and then at the same
Yes.
time, some people haven't done it yet but want to try it or whatever. So it's always, So
that was me for so long, like wanting to, and that's why I'm so public about it, is because I want other people who are like me, who've had this desire for years and years and years, and just like didn't know how to get started, or can it really be safe or whatever. And I'm just like, the more I can talk about and normalize it, because you're 100% right. Way more people do it than you realize. People, I bet people, those of you listening, people who do it, you just don't know if they do it.
Yeah, and I mean, just in case like no one's aware, like 90%, I'll say, of like your favorite porn stars, you can hang out with them. You can book a slot to hang out with them. So yeah, like you usually, and it's whatever. So how long have you wanted to escort? When did it pop in your mind? Does it turn you on? Does it make you horny? Like, tell me everything.
Have wanted it probably since my 20s. I don't think I could have been like, I want to be this, but I think I had a natural curiosity and inkling. And when I'd read any article or see any interview about it, I would like cling to it, like, and just like hold to it, like, okay. And I would be obsessed, and I would save tweets from other sex workers. And like years ago, before I was even like, I didn't see how it was ever viable. I was in a monogamous marriage for 12 years. I was religious. I was a good girl. And then even once I got divorced, I'm a mom. I have kids. I have a partner now, and my partner's my priorities. So even though I had these desires, it's like, how do I prioritize my partner? Yeah. And so I just didn't think I'd ever get there. But any show in college, my favorite movies were Moulin Rouge and Coyote Ugly, right? Anything with women and sex and money, I'm just like, I gravitated towards it. Yeah. And then once I started OF and started meeting these incredible fans around the world and who come from such very different contexts and have these desires they've never fulfilled or rarely get fulfilled, I'm like, I could do that. But I didn't see how until finally in 2016, like all the pieces of the puzzle kind of came together, and it turns me on to fulfill someone's itch. So if you are an older man and you're a widow and you don't have the love of your life by your side, right? Like if you're a virgin and you have had so much shame and embarrassment around that because you were supposed to not be a virgin at a certain age, which is all lies. Oh my God, please let me be the one to like safely bring you across that threshold. So yeah, it is a very fulfilling, sensual experience that very much turns me on from the inside out.
So when you said you started in 2026 this year, but when did you actually in your mind make the decision like, hey, I'm going to start escorting? Like when did that decision happen?
Probably December.
Okay. And
December. Because I think I was always like, I just didn't see how it was going to work. Because I'm like, I think it has to be so hard to be the partner of of an escort. And so I'm like, I didn't want to put that on my partner. And I would always say, in my next lifetime, I'm going to be one. In my next. And then that always like hurt my partner's heart because he's so supportive of me and he's never been against it. It's just that we got to work through all of our fears and insecurities and thoughts and opinions on it. And then finally in December, we had this really beautiful conversation where things kind of clicked into place. And it was like, we were both like, I think we're ready to like have me dip my toe in it and see how it goes and see if I even like it. Because what if I don't even like it? Maybe it's just been a fantasy all these, you don't know until you try. And then I tried it and I fell in love.
Okay. God, this is awesome. So I love this kind of shit. Okay, so let's stay on this for a little while. I guess, okay, so many questions, but number one, where do you go from there, right? Like, okay, I want to be an escort. Do you reach out to an agency? Do you start like your own kind of thing? Like, because look, safety is paramount for the sex worker and also for the client, because the client doesn't want to get like hit over the head with a bag of quarters and have their, I don't know where that came from, but have their shit taken and whatever. Cause like everyone hears horror stories and honestly, it's really not like that. I mean, everybody's kind of like, I'm nervous. This is gonna whatever. But so there is a cloud of anxiety if you're a client, if you're a sex worker, whatever. So where do you go once you decide and your partner's like, you should do it, So what happens?
So I am independent. I love being my own boss. I love not dealing with the middleman. Like, that's why I love OF or Minx. Like, I pick my own hours, my own rate, my own time. The freedom is everything to me. Same with escorting. I do really well for myself. And I think what helps me is I have an established name and brand, right? I've been an OF creator for 7 years. I've had fans who have been waiting years for this day. So all I had to do was announce
I bet
this is now available. And it was like, they came running to me, right? And there's a few who had asked over the years that I was like really excited about. So I messaged them saying, hey, this is now a thing. If you're interested, let me know. And they're like, oh my God, yes, please. And so because I've known them for so long, it already makes it a lot safer than complete strangers. But I have a pretty strict vetting process. And so if you pass my vetting process, 99.99999%, you're a really good person. So that is important. And also, I always value having a mentor. When I did life coaching for 8 years, I've always had a mentor in my life coaching business. I now have a mentor as an escort with a woman who's been doing it for many years. Yeah. And so whatever career you're looking to get into, having someone who's further ahead of you in that career is invaluable.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, because you don't know what you don't know, right? And
yes, totally.
Yeah. Okay. So let's talk about, do you remember your first escorting experience? Like, walk me through the whole thing. Like so like, well, let me rewind. Let me rewind. Are they, so if someone wants to, okay,
you can definitely slide into my DMs.
Okay.
And then I just move the conversation. Once I see you're interested, I have them email me at an email address, because I'm like, again, it's Meta, who's very anti-sex workers.
Yeah.
But yeah, you can totally slide in my DMs anywhere about it, and then we just move off to email.
Okay. And we'll get to all the places you're at in the end of the episode too. So okay, then you move it to email. Okay, so the first time you had an escorting thing, like, walk me through, it's an hour before you're pacing around the kitchen or whatever. Just tell me the story.
I was so excited because he was in his late 60s.
Okay.
And I love an older gentleman. And he was very proper and very upfront, like very agreeable to my rate and how all of it works. The more agreeable someone is, the more likely they're going to fall through. The more resistance people have, like, I just don't waste my time with them.
Right.
And so I got to pick the location of my choice. And he's like, how about we meet at, for a drink first? And so I meet him at the bar, and I'm like, I wore like a sexy little dress with sexy lingerie underneath, and went and met him, and he's dressed up, and we hugged, and it was even cool. He doesn't even drink. He got like a non-alcoholic beer, and I had a cocktail, and we just chatted, and I learned about his life story, and I was just like intrigued, because when you're at that age, you have lived lifetimes. And I'm like, I'm a sponge. I'm like, tell me everything. Like, I'm just so fascinated by people's stories.
Yeah.
And then the lobby started getting really loud. So he's like, do you want to go up? I'm like, yeah, we should probably go up because it's just getting a little chaotic down here. And so we go up and he was very wonderful. He spent the whole time ravishing me, which is typically my job for my client, but he ravished me the whole time. He did incredible. I was like, this is amazing. I'm impressed with what this man can do at this age. Like, it really shifted my understanding of older sexuality and body capabilities. Like, really impressed with him. And then we talked about his wife who passed away afterwards. And he showed me pictures and told me their love story. And he goes, I know, because I wrote in my bio that he found, I love learning your story. And he's like, I know, I'm just sharing this because you wrote that you like learning people's stories. And I'm like, I love this so much. And like, I can tell how much you loved her. And then he was like, okay, I'm going to contact you after this. We're going to book our second session. Like, he was hooked. And I went home like glowing, like met this amazing soul, got to learn about his life story and the love of his life. And he paid me and it was beautiful and safe. And like, this is exactly what I had hoped it would be.
Yeah. So does that, when you come home and you tell your, I mean, I don't know what you tell your partner, like how in depth you get, but when you come home and tell your partner, then does that make you guys horny to like, does he get horny hearing about it? Like, because this is real shit, you know?
This is real. So I get so turned on, right? I am a slut. So I get so turned on with anything sexual.
Yeah.
And so my partner doesn't get turned on. Like, so we have a thing where I don't tell him details. He's just like, are you safe? And did you have a good time? I'm like, I'm safe and a good time. He's like, great. But when he sleeps with other women, and he's told me it, and I've like gotten off as he's telling me. I am just like, this is the hottest thing. So that's our boundaries. I don't really tell him any details. He tells me all the details. And when he goes off with another woman, or if I go off with someone else, it turns me on either way. And then I come home and I want to fuck his brains out.
Yeah.
And so it is really beautiful in that way. So yeah, that's something I learned about myself, that I'm a total cuck queen. I'm like, please go sleep with all the women because I am so turned on. And I hope he has an amazing time, and I can't wait to hear about it.
Yeah. Well, I mean, so you guys are open in a way, because if you, well, I mean,
in that way.
Yeah, in that way. So he's sleeping with other women. You're doing your thing with other men, and just men, or are you into women too, or no?
I'm into women. I'm into couples. I haven't done, I mean, I do women for my content, but I haven't done like a female client yet. I haven't done I'm here for it.
Hit the hotline, yeah.
Yes.
For real. And then you like hearing about his stuff, so it's like a cuckold or compersion kind of vibes. So is he forthcoming with details, or is like, no, that's weird, I don't want to tell you, or do you have to draw it out of him? Or
he's gotten really good. He's gotten better and better because he's afraid he doesn't want to hurt me. Yeah. He doesn't want to like trigger me. And I tell him, I only get triggered if you leave details out. Like, I'm like that kind of a freak. I'm like, I need all. So he's like, are you sure? Like, you're okay? I'm like, I'm more than okay. This is like the happiest I've been all day. Please tell me. So yeah. So he's getting more comfortable telling me very specific details. He's like, are you sure? I'm like, it is a huge turn on. So he's gotten really good. Just like, here's how it went.
So is he saying that to you while you guys are fucking, or are you like masturbating while he's saying that, or both?
It's usually before we'll just be talking. Yeah. So, and then so like one time I was out of state when he had an experience with a woman. So we were on the phone. I was masturbating as he was telling me. And I'm like, and I told him like, I got off twice during that story time. He's like, you are amazing.
Yeah, that is amazing. I mean, I've been lucky enough to, I've been lucky enough to have, I won't say the number, but a couple of girlfriends who were really into, and one didn't know, right? It like came out of a jealousy thing. You like where some girl hit on me or something, and I'm like, to full transparency, like I slept with her a long time ago before we were together, and she got like really mad, and then all of a sudden she's like, and then so that turned into, she's like, I don't know what's wrong with me. I'm like, nothing. Let's go. And so then it turned into, what would it be like if you fuck my friends? You know, that kind of shit. Yeah. And then other times it was like a lot of like role play, which I think can help a relationship in so many ways, right? If you, I mean, you have to be open. And my whole thing, and this is just mine, doesn't have to be anybody else's, but like, I think if you're with your partner and you're fucking her and you're saying someone else's name, pretending she's someone else, then you have to kind of be open to her doing the same back to you. Like,
Yeah, totally.
yeah. I think that's so healthy, because it is this fantasy that even if you don't want to open the shit up, you kind of are playing around in it anyway, you know?
Totally. You know, that reminded me, one of my favorite dates my partner and I ever went on was a couple years ago, where we pretended he hired me. Because you can tell this is obviously my thing. So like, this is before you were ever open. And we separated for the day to surprise each other, so we wouldn't know what each other were wearing. I took an Uber to the restaurant that he drove to separately. And we both have code names. We go by different names when we do these like role plays.
Sure.
And then I'm like, I'll be in a red dress, and he'll be like, oh my gosh, I can't wait to see you. I'm sure you're stunning. I'll be in this color coat at the bar, and I'm waiting for you. And I show up at the bar, and we stay in character the entire time at the restaurant. At the bar, we're having drinks. I'm asking about his work. So he's explained his work to me as if I've never heard it before.
Yeah.
And it opened up a deeper level of connection. Then we sat down at the table and we had a whole dinner in role play. And at the very end of dinner, he goes, can we pause real quick? And I'm like, yeah. He's like, we're not going home after this. I booked us a hotel across the street.
Of course.
And when we get to the hotel, he did it like as if I was a true escort, and there was a bag of gifts and an envelope of cash.
Mm-hmm.
And then we went and had the hottest sex of our lives. So before I even did this work, it gave me a chance to scratch that itch of like, this is what it would feel like to be an escort. And obviously it's my partner. And so I feel super safe and hot and like, and it was so beautiful. So yeah, I think role play can be a beautiful, beautiful thing in relationships.
Yeah. And you can take it in it doesn't have to just be like, cause like, you know, pretending like, pretending like it, you know, she's her best friend or whatever is hot, but like, you could also do what you did. You could do the escort or whatever, or you could bump into somebody, you know, or whatever. Or, you know, you could dress like Ghostface and chase her around the fucking hallway. I've done that. I've done that one too. Yeah.
That's on my bucket list.
I actually did a bit of a Dexter kind of thing where I tied her up and I was like, oh yeah. Yeah, she loved that shit. And I have dressed up like Ghostface, just run around like I'm gonna hide. You go about like you're making, you know. Oh yeah. Yeah.
This is amazing.
Full costume. Actually,
I'm obsessed.
It's around here somewhere. Don't ask why. But
I'm obsessed.
Yeah. And it's crazy because so does transactional sex like really like turn you on? Because I have a thing for transactional sex.
Oh, it's my biggest turn on. So before I started doing this, we were like trying the swinger lifestyle for a while. Mm-hmm. And it never vibed with me because literally as I'm like sleeping with this man, I'm like, he should be paying me. Like, why does he get this amazing pussy for free? Like, it does not compute. Like, so the transaction is a huge turn on. And what I also like, not only is money one of my biggest kinks, that like money is one of my biggest turn ons, but it's very established boundaries. It's for this much time. And this is what it entails. This is what it doesn't entail. It's very clean and clear versus when it's not transactional. It's so messy. Like, what are the boundaries? What is okay? What's not okay? How long is this going to last? I don't like that ambiguity. I like knowing like, this is a 3-hour session. This is a 1-hour session. These are the boundaries I've agreed to. I will blow your freaking mind within those boundaries and the confines of our time. That is such a turn on. I love the clarity so I can just go all in and I don't have to worry about, is this okay? Is it not okay? Did he pay? Like, it's all clear. So I love the transaction.
Yeah. I mean, that's correct. And like, you know, like I was so sexually charged, like, you know, growing up and then into early adulthood and whatever. And I always, the back of my mind was like, oh, like, I was like, dude, you're just a guy. That's why. And then like, obviously I started this podcast for many reasons, but that was one of them. And I was just fascinated by sex and the psychology and all of it. And I wanted to go to all the places and learn all the things. And then, you know, I find myself single this year for the first time in 3 years. And it's funny because, you know, now I'm like going to all the conventions and all the things. And I'm friends with a lot of porn stars and like, you know, creators. And I've gotten the like, do you want to collab kind of thing? And I'm like, oh shit, be careful what you wish for, Dustin, because here's your, but the idea of transactional sex for content or transactional sex for for like whatever turns me on so much. And yeah, we'll see what happens. But
I love that.
yeah,
So hot.
there's just something about for that 2 hours, hour, 3 hours, like you said, whatever, you are just like right, and then you can like hug, you know, kiss on the cheek and walk away is like fucking like, and then your buds, you know what I mean? It's like,
yeah,
it's so hot to me. I don't know why. I have no.
It's so hot, and I love being like the escape. Like, let me be your hot escape in the middle of your work day or life. Like, that is such a huge turn on. And like, yeah, like you go all in on it, and then you hug at the end. It's like, see you next time. And move. There's such a maturity about it. And just, in my opinion, it eliminates all like the drama and the emotional blah, blah, blah. It's just like, it's so clean. And it's everyone should hire sex workers. That's my takeaway.
Everyone should hire, especially if you want to have a threesome. Hack, right? Like, just hire a sex worker. So that way it's not, there's no emotional.
Yep, they're professional. They can help you. I remember that was with one of my first threesomes. It was with a sex worker, and she's like, here are different positions we can try. And like, it was such a beautiful experience. So definitely hire a sex worker for a threesome if you haven't had that yet and you want that.
Yeah, and plus, you know, they're pros.
AKA hire me.
Yeah,
I got you.
Yeah, you could like. I just feel like sex workers are going to make you come in a way that you don't have any clue that you could come. Like, if you're a woman, if you're a man, doesn't matter. Like, it's like you're both like, holy fuck, what happened? And you kind of go through it together. Okay, so on the escort side, right? Like, how crazy? Like, where are your boundaries? Like, how crazy do you get? Right? Is it like? You know, I'll do a couple, but like not a gangbang, like or like not two men, or like where are we like, where's your currently where you're about, because boundaries can move.
Yeah, I would say it's a standard across like a board. Again, I'm generalizing, but that's the point of the statement. Is for most sex workers, it's pretty vanilla in the sense that like it's usually condoms for penetration. Again, usually bareback for blowjobs. And then that's the boundaries. And then from there, you can decide where you want to go. So for me, there's like add-ons. You can add on anal. You can add on going bareback for the whole thing, right? Testing's required and all that stuff. So like you can add on however freaky you want to get, but it's all discussed beforehand. So, you know, they know exactly what they're getting to. I know exactly what I'm getting to. They know what they're paying for it. I know what I'm making for it. So that by the time you get to the room, you are on the exact same page and you just go for it. And this is what I love, the clear communication up front. Yeah. So that's how I do that. So right now, a couple could totally hire me. I currently don't do cream pies. So that would be like a thing. Yeah. I don't think I have gangbang on my fantasy list. And this is what I tell my followers. I think there are some fantasies that are meant to be fulfilled in your lifetime. And I think there are some fantasies that are hotter staying as fantasies. And I am not sure yet where gangbang falls on that list. Is it a fantasy that's hotter in fantasy, or is it a fantasy that I want to experience in reality and I'm going to love? But that is definitely on my bucket list right now. I'm like, I think it's so hot. I don't think I would offer it as an escort thing. I would do it more for like a movie. Yeah. Because I would feel safe because they're all porn stars and they're all professional is probably how I would do that if I did that for the first time. Yeah, and you have somebody like a fucking director there to like make sure everything's not, you know, fucking exactly. Terry doesn't get too excited or whatever, or whatever. Yes. Yeah, I mean, nobody wants to be in a room with fucking 6 dudes by themselves, no matter who you are. Yeah. Okay, so maybe you will do the gangbang, but it'll be for your OF or Fansly or whatever, wherever you're at. Would you have you done 2 guys at once, or not for escorting? I've done like for my OnlyFans and Fansly stuff. I've done like boy girl like orgies and stuff. But I actually love the one-on-one so much more. I think I can just fully get lost with that person and blow their mind. And when it's an orgy, it's very technical. And I'm such a passionate, sensual person. I don't want to worry about that. I just want to go in and blow your mind. So I love group stuff. It's fun.
Yeah.
But my real passion is the one-on-one.
Yeah. I mean, that's like, you could have intimacy in a group thing, but you have to get past everything you just said. And it's hard. I've had some really famous people on the show. The one that comes to mind is the great Tori Black, and she's like, I never did a gangbang because it was just too much. Like I wanted to make sure every dude was like busting hard, whatever, and I couldn't concentrate on more than 4 or 5 at once. There's always going to be someone in the corner jacking off, and that would like hurt my feelings. And I was like, oh my God. Yeah. So yeah, coming from the great Tori Black. You said there's add-ons. You don't do cream pies yet, or whatever. Maybe you won't. Who knows? But
yeah, maybe I will. It's so excited. I used to do bareback, and that's a new thing that I'm just starting to offer. So yeah, we're always evolving, and I'm always tuning into what feels right and true for me.
Yeah, for sure. Okay, what about like a facial? Is that an add-on, or is it something they can just do?
Okay.
So
you're welcome. To everyone listening, you're welcome.
Okay. So does getting a I'm gonna ask you 2 questions about facials. Does getting a facial turn you on?
It does, because again, for me, if I know it's turning on the other person, it turns me on. It's not that compersion thing, right? It's like, if you're feeling good in this moment, oh my gosh, it makes me feel so good. And there's just something so hot about it. And honestly, I joke I have the biggest facials on women all the time. I would fuck all the holes on all the women all the time. Like, I think like this. I'm just like, I get it. Like, I feel like I'm part of a guy's brain. Like, I think there's something so hot, and it's hot when the woman wants it. So yeah, that's one of the things I love about offering, is like, I genuinely love it.
Yeah.
And so give it to me.
Yeah. Well, welcome to Sex Party.
Exactly.
Because we talk about facials, and it's a question I ask every, it's kind of like one of those questions that's like, I'm sure like, a lot of other podcasts asks, but I ask in a way where it's like, I want to know all the horny details, but I want to know all the psychological details too, because I think that's what makes it go, right? That's what makes the whole thing work. So when you have a face full of cum, is there a feeling of like, I'm such a slut, this is so hot, I got used, kind of a fuck? Yeah,
I definitely have like a good girl kink. I definitely have like a slut kink. I love being slightly dominated. And I think because like, I'm such a boss bitch, I just run my company all day long. I have several team members. And so I'm always in boss mode. And when it gets to sex, there's part of me that loves to surrender. And it's like, but I also love doing that for guys, because the guys the same way. There's guys who they're busting and hustling all day long, and they want to be seduced at the end of the day. And it's like, please, I will seduce you like no other. I love helping a man surrender, and I just can like have my way with him. So I'm able to do that because I know how good it is to be on the receiving end of that.
Yeah. Well, and that's so crazy too, because like at the end of my day, it doesn't happen a lot. I don't really go on OnlyFans that much because I don't know. I have no idea why, but I will go on there at the end of like a long, crazy day. I know what I want. I don't want to fucking talk about our because they're always trying to be like, hey, do you have a menu I could select something off of? Doesn't matter how expensive it is. I want to buy it right now. And it's usually not the person. It's usually some chatter, which is like some guy, usually like in a foreign country. And I'm like, whatever. I don't want to talk about like my day. I don't want whatever. And I can never get it. Every time I go, they always want to like chat you up and get through. I'm like, you'll get more money.
Come to mine. Come to mine. I run my account. I don't have chatters. I don't have a management team. I could use one at the size of my account, but I don't because of that very reason. They're not good experiences for the gentleman who subscribed. But also, you remind me, I have one fan who's like, he just only logs on when he's super horny, and he's like, are you free to do video call right now? I'm like, I am. Yeah. He's like, I don't want to chat. I just want to get into it. I'm like, perfect, you got it. And the second we go live, he's like, you got it. I'm just like, we just go. And I love that, like, he knows what he wants, and it turns me on to be able to be that for him and do that for him. So totally get that.
Yeah. Even when, like, dude, when I'm busy, I just want to bust a nut or two and be
Yes.
fucking out. So like done. Back to what I need to do, you know?
Yes, exactly.
And it's difficult. Okay, so second facial question. Is it hotter or is it hotter in a different way, we'll say, to get a facial from a stranger? Because this is a whole other kind of thing.
Okay, I haven't gotten that yet.
What?
So yeah, so far, all of my clients have not finished that way. I'm trying to think right now.
How are they finishing?
Some of them don't for different reasons. So some of them have like medical reasons. Like this is something I'm learning and totally normal. And then some will come like with a condom on inside of me, or through a blowjob. But I haven't had a facial yet. So I will have to report back to you once I get my first facial from a stranger. My only request is with facials is so that's the only thing I'm going to say because I love my eyelashes.
Yeah.
So funny, but I have to save the lashes.
Okay. So there's two sections we haven't even got to yet. Number one is the origin story, right? Like you said, every hero, every villain has an amazing, every anti-hero has an amazing origin story. Yours is quite amazing. From pastor to sex worker. Tell me everything. I want to know it all.
Oh my gosh. It's so crazy because when I was a pastor, I was all in. There was nothing fake about it. I super believed in God. I super believed in Bible. I was committed to making the world a better place by bringing people closer to God. I love teaching. I love speaking. I love big groups, so all in. But the older I got, I started becoming more and more disillusioned with religion and just with how much religion is responsible for havoc in the world and trauma in the world. And the more I rose up in my mega church, the more I got disillusioned by the politics. The male pastors got paid. I did not get paid. Stuff like that, totally unethical, but no one knew except for the people behind the scenes, right? And I'm just what am I doing with my life? And then I learned later in life I was queer and I was going to a church that was not queer for me. So if they ever found out I was queer, I could lose my job. And it's just why am I showing up every day at this place where I'm not getting paid? I have to hide now who I am. But it's that's all I knew was religion. I went to seminary and got my master's in religion. I loved studying that stuff. And then I realized I'm so disillusioned. I'm so hurt. I'm so disappointed in faith and religion and the people. And I don't even know who Nikole is. If you don't even know your own sexuality in your 30s and I live in this body every single day, what else do I think I know about myself that I'm completely wrong on? And so I went on this journey where I left my church, I left my religion, left everything in 2017 to go on this very deep personal journey of who is Nikole Mitchell apart from the rules and religion and dogma, and come to find out I'm a slut. And it was the most crazy realization because it wasn't people you planned this, you knew you were assault. No, it was so repressed. It was so crammed down that when I realized it, I was oh, this is horrible news. There's no way I can build a life being a slut after building a life on being a good girl as a pastor. There's no way. I'm going to ruin my entire family, my future career possibilities. I had to work through a lot of my fear around my recognition that I'm a very sexual person. I love sex. I love money. And I actually think I could be really good at this. Yikes. That was really scary for me to grapple with. And thank God I grappled with it because my life is a million times better than it ever was before I started this career.
Yeah, and you're getting fucking dick down. Yeah.
Sign me up.
Well, okay. Number one, you don't have to we don't have to go in it if you don't want to, whatever, but we can. Did you ever, while you were at the church, did you ever hook up with anybody who also worked at the church?
No, I was a good girl. Okay. I was married. I had kids. I was in the nursery, the youth group, the adults. I was so all in on being who everyone needed me to be, who I thought I was supposed to be. But I will tell you, a couple months ago, a guy me. And I was like, he's like, I can't believe I'm doing this with the pastor. I'm like, I can't believe I'm doing this with the my church. And it was just like this wild moment of like, oh my God.
That's crazy. Yeah.
Yeah,
That's
it's so
fucking
crazy.
wild. So when you were at the church, were you still just as horny, or were you just like, no, I'm not going to allow myself to do that?
I was a horn dog.
Okay.
And this is where my husband and I were pretty misaligned. Like, so we'd have sex all the time because I was more horny than him. That's how I've almost always been in all of my relationships. But sex with him was always very brief. And so I was never satisfied. There was no like ongoing passion. It was just like, like because I can have sex for hours if we have time. I like, in my marriage, I was married for 12 years. I was never given an orgasm.
Oh my God.
And like that became my litmus test after I got divorced, is when I started dating, I would have sex on the first date, because if we are not sexually compatible, I am not wasting my time with you.
Smart.
And if the guy doesn't show any interest in my orgasm, I'm never seeing you again. So that became one of the smartest dating moves I made, where they try to slut shame people like me. It was actually a smart strategy on my part, because I will never find myself in a situation when, like I was with my previous husband, where we were sexually incompatible, because that is obviously, because I'm wired, that's one of the most important things in a relationship with me.
So wait, you didn't have an orgasm during your marriage, or you hadn't had an orgasm at all leading up to?
I could get myself off very easily all the time, but no one had given me one, including my husband.
Yeah.
And it was a combination of like all the sex shame and body shame we were both raised with because of religion. And I think I was sheepish and shy to try to explain to him how to get me off. And I think I don't know to say, I don't know why, but I think maybe he had some embarrassment or insecurity about not being able to get his wife off. So it's better to not even try than try and fail, you know? And so it was just not a good combination. And that's how I ended up going 12 years of orgasm. Never faked it. He knew the whole time. We would talk about it, and it never changed. And I thought that was normal until I got out and started dating who my partner is now, who would never, ever let that ever be normal. And I'm like, oh, I see where I got duped into the whole, you love your spouse no matter what.
Yeah.
When actually you should have conditions and standards there.
Yeah, of course. I mean, yeah.
Yeah.
So do you remember your first orgasm with a partner? Tell me about that.
I remember it. I will remember it to the day I die. It'll be in my book someday. It was, I had told my partner, like, I've never been given orgasm, and I don't even want the pressure in sex. I'm a very sensual. I don't even want it to be an expectation, because I just don't even know if it's possible. And I'll just get myself off at the end of the day if I can't. So we were just having sex, and we've been having sex for a while. And then my whole life, I always come on my tummy. So my fans call it my tummy cummy. That's just how I've always come. And it's my favorite. It's my easiest way to come. And at that point in my life, this is my 30s, I had never come in any other way. And so my body was only trained to come on my tummy. And I had an orgasm. We weren't trying to have one. I've never had one position. And I start bawling. And the words that came out of my mouth were, oh my God, I'm not broken. Oh my God, I'm not broken.
Wow.
Oh, and I didn't realize how deeply I had inherently believed that I was the problem. And he just scooped me up and held me to his chest as I just cried, oh my God, I'm not broken. It was one of the most holy moments I've ever experienced.
Yeah.
And I will never forget that moment for the rest of my life.
That's another sex party round of applause.
Yeah.
I love that. Good for you. What a beautiful fucking thing. Yeah.
It was so beautiful.
Was it like a cervical or like deep orgasm that you had, or could you not remember?
I don't even know. I don't, because he was fingering me, and I'm like, now I'm reflecting, like, did he hit my clit? Because usually I'm a clitoral person. I can come internally, but externally is way easier.
Yep.
Was it a combo? I'm not even sure.
Sounds like something spectacular. When your partner's crying after they orgasm, that's always a good sign.
Yeah. I cry about once a year in sex with my partner, where I just get so lost and caught up in our experience.
Yeah.
It is one of my favorite moments. It's so beautiful to be at that level of experience. Your body has to purge through tears, you know?
Yeah.
It's so beautiful.
It's like a fucking healing thing. Sex
it is.
Sex and kink is like a healing, can be like a really healing thing. So
totally.
Yeah, for sure. It says in your bio that you have been seen on Dr. Phil and Jimmy Kimmel. So look, I had another guest, Sarah Jury. She was the Indiana school teacher. Okay.
We were on Dr. Phil together.
Okay, you were on. Okay, this is wild.
I love her.
This is wild. So yeah, she's amazing. So what? Dr. Phil is like, he was a fucking weirdo or what? How was he to you? Because
you know what I love about the story? Dr. Phil's team had reached out to me a couple years before that when they had me on. And they wanted to do traditional Dr. Phil style. They wanted me to bring on like my enemies. They wanted conflict. They wanted drama. And I knew it would make me a lot of money because drama gets the views, the likes, the subscribers. I knew it would make me a lot of money. But at that point, I was like, I just want peace.
Yep.
I'm not chasing drama. My life has been drama from all the pain and heartbreak I've been through becoming me. I don't need more for fun sake. So I turned them down and I said, you know what? I honestly think Dr. Phil's audience is ready for. I said, I think your audience is ready for genuine conversation about why I've become who I've become. Mm-hmm. They don't need the drama and conflict. That's so 1990s and early 2000s. Yeah. This is the era of like storytelling and deeper conversation. So I said, when you're ready to have that kind of conversation, hit me back.
Yeah.
And so I hung on the phone, turning them down. And I was sad because it's a great opportunity, visibility, money. And then it was either 1 or 2 years later, they called me back and they said, we're ready for that conversation. Are you willing to be on our show? And I was like, yes, like I was so happy to go on my terms. And I was nervous, Dr. Phil, because like I started watching his YouTube clips to get familiar with him and he can get very angry and he's like cussing at his guests. And I'm like, oh my God, I'm just like a little lamb. He was so chill.
Really?
So kind. He's like, I'm just here to have a conversation. If there's anything I ask that you don't want to answer, you do not have to answer. Wow. I just want to chat. He was so amazing. I genuinely love my experience. And I feel like I lucked out because it was his last season. And it's where I think he just aged into chillness. And we had such a great conversation.
Well, or they gave him his Xanax that day.
Okay, or that. Who knows?
Yeah. I mean, he was in there fucking putting down everybody screaming and, you know, fucking catch me outside and all that. I mean, like, you know, to get the ratings and shit. And then he's like, I'm going to ride this fucking last season on Xanax.
Yeah, it worked because it was a wonderful experience.
I think he was a little weird with Sarah, though, because she was like, yeah, he's exactly what you'd expect. And I'm like, oh, no, you know, or whatever. But yeah.
I mean, he's obviously not pro sex work. No. I mean, that's for sure. But for being against it, I thought he was a great host. And I was like, I've been with very angry hosts that I will never obviously be on again, but I would have totally been on a show again. For me, it was a great experience.
To bring somebody on to scream at them is fucked up.
Yeah.
Whatever. Okay, now tell me about your experience with Jimmy Kimmel, the great Jimmy Kimmel. I've actually been to a party that Jimmy Kimmel was at. We didn't get to meet. And I think, I've seen a taping of his show too before, but how did you wind up with Jimmy Kimmel?
So I still want to be on his show as a guest. They've had me on 4 times to do like different of their, they do like entertainment games and stuff. So I can't remember how they found me. And then me and his team really clicked. And so they would once a year, for about 4 years, they would call me back like, hey, we have another segment. Do you mind playing a part on it? And I'm like, put me in. And then my main connection at the show left.
Yeah.
And then that's why I no longer heard from them. But I loved it. And when I went viral, I was like, do you guys want me on? I have a great story. They're like, we'll think about it. But I think my story's a little too edgy. But I had a great experience in all the 4 times they had me on to play their different games and stuff. And I would totally do it again.
That's awesome that they were like booking you for that's fucking 4 times.
Yeah. And they paid me every time. I was like, let's go. Yeah. It was so awesome.
Yeah. He runs a great show. He's a great fucking, he's a great human for real. Yeah. He's also an amazing host. Okay. Here at the end, I asked this question of all of my guests. Sounds like something the Joker would say, but I want to preface it with, we don't kink shame here. If you're a listener, if you've seen the show, you know that I say this every time, but like, I'm a weirdo, you're a weirdo.
We're all weirdos.
We love weird. Weird is good. That being said, and this can be on your OnlyFans. And it can also be in the companionship escorting lane too. But what are like 1 or 2 of some of like, the more bizarre requests that you've received on across the board?
I just received one today, where he paid for a custom and he asked for me to like a bunch of stuff like that. And I was like, I immediately went to the press. I'm like, how do I keep my grout clean in my shower? That's what you can tell I'm a homeowner when I'm like, I like my white grout. I don't want
mess up
so
the grout.
I'm like, oh, do I have to get a tarp? And then so that is like, I get a little bummed because it's not my natural kink, obviously. But again, like I've said before, if I can fulfill someone's kink, I want to do it. So I'm going to do it for him. I just have to figure out how to keep my very white bathroom white. So that's been what I've received. God, if there's been anything else that's been, go ahead.
No, he wanted you to cover yourself in all these fucking condiments, right? And then like masturbate or just cover yourself in condiments?
I think it is masturbate and say his name.
Oh, okay.
And it's like, but
he selected the condiments.
Isn't it so, like, this is what I find so fascinating. Same with you, like the psychology of sex. Like, how do you discover that? You like, I just love this discovery we have of how we're wired and who we are.
Yeah.
So,
I asked that question, one, because it's fucking like internet, like raunchy, like clickbaity fun. But I also like secretly ask it because it does like shine a big old spotlight on human sexuality and what people are really asking for when they're paying, when they're like the deepest, darkest, coolest stuff, like I mean, eventually I'm going to put together a special of like craziest OnlyFans requests, right? Or whatever. And it'll be a whole thing. But what was the second one you were going to say?
The second one, I have a fan who loves pantyhose, and I love him to pieces. So he ordered a custom. And that's something I would typically not do, but I'm like, oh, this turns you on, I will do it. And anyone, you should try putting pantyhose on your face. It is very uncomfortable. It is very suffocating. You look horrible. I like always try to look hot. You cannot look hot with a pantyhose on your head. Yeah. So I had to humble myself for that custom. But that was another one that I got.
Yeah, I wonder like why they selected pantyhose for like the bank robber's mask of choice back in the day. It's like smashes your nose. Don't ask me how I know that.
Totally.
Okay, so final question, right? We'll see where it goes. Maybe there's another question in there, but what can people expect on your OnlyFans? Is it boy, girl, 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 fucking two dudes? Like, what's going on?
It's all the above. So I do lots of solo. I do girl. I do boy, girl. I just did my first orgy. I have another orgy dropping dropping in May or whenever this episode comes out.
Yeah.
And then I post every single day on my OnlyFans, sometimes more than once, and I'm in my DMs every single day. Like, and I have to, because if I didn't, I would be buried. So I have to stay in there every day. So you're getting real access to me, and I have a very active account, and it is very refreshing because I don't have a management team, and I can tell, right? I've been doing this for a long time. I can tell between managed accounts and non-managed accounts. So it's a very refreshing place to come where you're not getting like ChatGPT posts. You're getting like Nikole Mitchell, like sharing real stuff in real time. And it's a very beautiful place. And tomorrow night, so once a month, the end of every month, I do a big live stream performance that's very explicit and raunchy, and we go wild. And so if you ever come to my page, definitely come to my end of the month live streams. They're so hot and so amazing.
Nice. Did you say it was you and two dudes over there ever?
I did it. Well, yes, in my orgy, there was 13 girls and 3 guys.
Okay. So was that like a double penetration thing? Have you done double penetration ever?
I've not done. I've done only like with a dick and with a dildo at the same time. Okay. And I would love to experience double penetration with 2 dicks.
I can tell by the way.
Cannot wait. I'm gonna love it.
Nikole Mitchell, thank you so much for being with me on Sex Party. Let's tell these super horny partygoers in the audience, like not only where they can find you on social media, so like Instagram, if you're still on Twitter, wherever you may be, but also, and more importantly, where they can find you and just dump out buckets, barrels, baskets.
So if you go to NikoleMitchell.com/links, you'll find all of my socials. And then the best way to reach me about hiring me is either DM me on one of the social platforms and I'll give you my email address there, or send an email at meetNikoleMitchell@gmail.com. Nikole is spelled with a K, Nikole, and I will get back to you. And I have a pretty fast response time. Again, I'm very hands-on and love my job and would love to blow your mind. So come say hi.
Well, we love it. I'd love to have you back, obviously, in the future. We'll have to talk about that once we stop recording here, but thank you so much for being with me this week.
Of course. Thank you for having me. This was so much fun.
Of course. Talk soon.
Bye.
Huge thank you to my guest, Nikole Mitchell, for being with me on the show this week. Make sure you go check out everything she is doing, not only on OnlyFans, but go drop her that DM. Go talk to her about that thing that you want to talk to her about. If you're loving guests like Nikole, she will be back in the future. But let's just say you're loving all of the guests, right? You want more sex party. You're still on board with all of my wacky nonsense as a host. How can you show that love for the podcast and also make sure you never miss a brand new episode every single Wednesday? Well, if you're listening to this on platforms like Apple or Spotify, you could leave a rating. You could leave a review. Those things are beautiful and amazing, and I appreciate them. But more importantly, just make sure you're subscribed to the show so you never miss a new episode every fucking Wednesday, especially if you are subscribed on Apple Podcasts or you think you're subscribed on Apple Podcasts. Surprise, they've been doing this thing where they're pausing people's subscriptions. They're unsubscribing people for whatever reason. So let's check on your subscription to the show. Go to Apple Podcast, go to Sex Party with Dustin Rybka. In the upper right-hand corner, if you see a pause button, unfortunately, your subscription to this show has been paused. Tap the pause button, toggle on down to resume subscription, resume download. Boom, you are resubscribed. If you're watching this on YouTube, I love you. I see you. I appreciate you. Thank you for over 5,000 subscribers. It means the world. If you're watching on YouTube, are you interested at all in Nikole and what she does for a living? Drop me a comment in the comment section about it. Let's talk about it. And remember, you're on YouTube. It can be a little bit of a censorship valley, so maybe talk in code, use emojis, do the damn thing. If you are loving this show, hating the show, you want to show some sort of emotion towards the show, you also want to make sure you never miss a new episode every single Wednesday. What can you do? Well, you could like this video. You could dislike this video. You could do that to all the videos. You could leave a comment on this video, on all the videos, negative or positive. I will get back to you. We will go back and forth. You could comment all over the place, nasty things, nice things, and we will chat about it. But the main thing you want to do, regardless of how you feel about the show, is you want to make sure that you're subscribed to the channel so you never miss a new episode every single fucking Wednesday. As always, I'm available in the DMs on Instagram, and I will see you all right back here next week.
Thanks for listening. The party continues next week. Click subscribe and let's make this a regular thing. Follow the show on Instagram and Twitter at SexPartyFM. Follow Dustin at Dustin Rybka.